Hello, my name is Andy. I am the Brit in Hungary, and today I is in Croatia. Yes. Oh, did it? Yes. So we've decided to have another adventure on public transport. Ooh, look, this is a bit posher. Oh, brand new Mercedes, anybody? So first day we is here. Not really doing a lot today, really. Just sort of chilling out after the long journey yesterday. But yeah, it's nice. The weather's really nice. It's really hot, and the accommodation is lovely. It's very good indeed. So yeah, everything's going marvelously. So, Monday morning, I'm off into town. First day of my course, and to meet my classmates. I don't really know how I'm going or what the terrain is kind of like. So, I bought the scooter, but it's the first day. I want to play it safe, so I'm going to be really boring and take the bus. It's possibly 6 kilometers to where I've got to go. Yeah, in traffic. So yeah, I wimped out a bit, sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, I'm just walking to the bus stop. God, they're so loud. Off the bus and a short walk. I'm meeting everybody at the statue of Gregory of Nin, apparently, which seems a bit bizarre. So yeah, I've just got to find the statue. There he is, the very man. Nice. It's like a million people shaking cocktails. Well, that was a very long day. It's 8 o'clock. So yeah, what was that? 10 this morning till 8 o'clock this evening. So that's the longest day of the course. So but yeah, it's been really good. Met some nice people as usual, and learned something as usual. So yeah, tick. Got a bus ride home now. Come on a little kayak adventure. This is lovely. This is just what you imagine Croatia to look like. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. We seem to have inadvertently ended up on the nudie beach. There's boobs and willies everywhere. But I've still got my trousers on, so I'm okay. Oh, look, there's one. Okay, cool. So I pretend not to film. Lovely. It's really hot. 38.5 Celsius today. It's ridiculous, but it's a little bit cooler out here on the water, fortunately. Excellent. Well, we've stopped for a little breather. We paddled a couple of kilometres down the coast. It's very, very nice. It's beautiful, actually. Yeah. Latest course I've been doing. It's about improving your sort of digital and IT skills in the classroom. Yeah, because when I see sort of younger teachers doing really whizzy things on the interactive boards and they're doing sorts of weird stuff with the kids on apps on their phones and things, I haven't got a bloody clue. So yeah, I'd really like to be able to get up to date on all that kind of stuff. We did some really interesting stuff on video editing today, and I've done a bit of video editing obviously because of this stuff. But I'm starting to realise that the software I use to do it, it's really, really easy to use, but I'm starting to think it's absolutely crap, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's about time to upgrade and use something a bit more professional. Yeah, we'll see. It's been day 2 of the course today, and the first day is always a bit sticky because people are a bit nervous and shy. But today everybody, a bit more relaxed and chilled, and it's been really, really good fun today. It's been excellent, really, really good. Yeah, we finished at lunchtime, and then we came out on this nice adventure to the beach. And then tomorrow, I think I'm only going in for about an hour and a half tomorrow, so we've got most of the day free. So we might do another boat trip, but one with an engine, not one that you have to paddle yourself. But we'll see. Awesome. Well, absolutely marvellous. Quickly whizzed into the course this morning, and I'm back already. It's 20 past 10. The day is ours. Yeah, I had some great news this morning. I mysteriously had 60 British pounds arrive in my bank account, and I couldn't for the life of me think what it was. And then I realised it was a payment from YouTube. So yeah, after when was my first video? Oh yeah, my first video was with my dog Grebo up there. Yeah, 16 years ago. Yeah, so in 16 years I've earned £60. Although I only got monetised about 2 years ago, so it works out at about 30 quid a year. Yeah, wow. So I can't quite retire yet or buy a helicopter, but we're getting there. So yeah, I can say I'm a professional YouTuber now. How cool is that? Yay! 60 quid. Marvellous. I don't know what I'm going to spend it on. Not much, actually. Awesome. So in the end, we've chosen to come to Slatine. Another lovely beach. It's a bit quieter than the one we were on yesterday, which was just, can you see that just there? That's where we were yesterday on the kayak. So yeah. And again, it's just beautiful. Absolutely tremendous. Yeah, this is perfect actually. Very nice, very quiet. So if you've ever watched any of my other videos, you'll know I've got a bit of a thing about volcanoes. And I've got this place as well. I remember at school in geography, you learn about things called submerged coastlines. And there's 2 really famous examples. There's the fjords in Norway, and this place here on the Dalmatian coast. So in the last ice age, all the water was locked up at the poles. So here, there was no ice, but the water behind me was about 120 meters lower. So 100,000 years ago, I would have been sitting on the side of a valley with a little river running across the bottom. And in this part of the world, all the rocks are folded sort of tectonically and in like parallel lines. So all the rivers at the time, they would have been running in roughly the same direction. And then about 18,000 years ago, all the water at the poles melted and filled this back up again. So instead of having a series of parallel valleys and ridges with a river at the bottom, we've now got a series of islands with 120 metre deep sea in the middle. And it's part of that immense geological time scale that I think is lost on most humans. That during the next ice age, in another 200,000 years or whatever, again, I'll be here sitting on the side of a valley with a little river running at the bottom of the valley, and the river will run for a few 100,000 years. It'll make the valley just a little bit deeper, and then the ice will melt again, and it'll be a series of islands again. And it's just that timelessness of geology that just fascinates me, absolutely fascinates me. And all of this is happening completely independent of carbon dioxide. Just saying, by the way. I'll probably edit that bit out because I'll get loads of shitty comments probably. So yeah, wonderful. Yeah, and as a result of all of this, Croatia is known as the country of 1,000 islands. Although it's actually 1,240 or 1,260 islands, I think, because of this submergent effect. Yeah, wonderful, fantastic. So I kind of kept it quiet because I know everybody hates these things, but I actually bought myself one a couple of months ago, and it's absolutely great, and I can whiz around in it like a complete maniac now, like you're supposed to. But one of the great things about coming on the train and not on the aeroplane was we could bring stuff like this, and I haven't dared to use it in Split yet because I don't really feel like I knew my way around well enough. But tomorrow morning, in fact tomorrow, I'm going to commute on my beast, and I'm actually quite excited. Oh, right then, here we go. Death or Glory, part 1. Woo! Awesome! Still alive so far. Awesome. 6.4 kilometers with 60% charge left. But bless them, look, they've even let me charge it in the classroom. Excellent. Yeah, we survived! Zooming along with one hand, really, really dodgy. Hope I don't crash. But that was great, another fantastic morning. Yeah, so just heading back home. We've got the whole afternoon off again, the whole afternoon free! Yeah, it's open. Yeah, safe and sound. I was nowhere near as scary as I thought. I've never ridden in a city before. Just sort of like villages now, sleepy little town, but that wasn't so bad. Survived. There's loads of Roman history in this town. Yeah, some of it is really, really well preserved. But this is literally on our doorstep of our accommodation. This is a 3rd century AD Roman aqueduct. Yeah, and it was built to take water from the river, and then it transported it 9 kilometers with a perfect 13-meter drop. I don't know how the Romans did it. Yeah, to the palace. So it delivered fresh water to the palace 9 kilometers from the river. And this bit's pretty mega, but there's an even more spectacular bit just sort of over the hill. I might go and take a walk over there in a bit. It's mega. Yeah, so this is me standing on top of the Roman aqueduct. How cool is that? Look, and that's the place where we're staying. So it's literally history on the doorstep. So I'll just come out exploring on the beast again. I'm still following the line of the aqueduct. I think this is the bit with the big arches down here. I think. Let's go and have a look. And there it is. 1,700 years old in absolutely perfect nick. That's just incredible. Look, and it's just right next to the bypass. It's fantastic. Yeah, I do like Croatia. I've been here a few times. Actually, I came here 1976 as a 7-year-old boy. Where did we go? Porridge, I think. Yeah, when it was Yugoslavia in the Soviet days. Yeah, and I think the last time I was here was right at the deepest, darkest part of the first wave of the deadly virus, and we went to Pog Island, which is like a party island, and it was just deserted. There's a video there of the trip if you're interested. But Croatia feels like a real success story, an EU success story. Everywhere you can see, you know, the investment in the infrastructure and, you know, the motorways and the railways and everything. And it's a small country, but it's done really, really well for itself. You know, it's a real EU success story. It's great. Right, so I hate those travel vlogs where people drone on and on and on and bore you to death, but I'll just give you the highlight. So this is the highlight of the town, or the city of Split, is Diocletian's palace. He was a Roman emperor, and he was sort of born in these parts, and rather than like die not on the job but die in post is what I meant to say, he sort of jacked it in early. He abdicated so he could come back home and live out his final few years in his hometown. And you know, as Roman emperors do, he got 3,000 slaves to build him a palace. This is the 3rd century AD. Yeah, and where we're going is his humble little gaff. So this is the statue of Gregory of Nin, and if you polish his toe, yeah, it's supposed to grant you a wish. Yeah. So this is the golden gate of the palace. This was like for the VIP entrance, if you like. Yes. So it was like one of those like a trap kind of thing. So they'd sort of let you in, and the gate would be closed. So you were trapped in here, and then they'd find out what you were up to, and if you were armed or whatever, and they'd decide if they liked you or didn't like you. And if they didn't like you, then they'd just sort of basically assassinate you from the holes in the wall. So yeah. So this is a UNESCO site, but it's completely free, and the reason it's completely free is it's still a working building. There's shops, restaurants. There's people actually live here in the palace. There's apartments you can rent in the emperor's palace, which is great, really. It's the best way of looking after a building. It's just by keeping it working, I think, rather than like wrapping it in cotton wool. So I think it's a fantastic idea. I think I'm right in saying that the pillars and the sphinxes, they were all looted from Luxor, I think. Yeah. And most of I think all of the sphinxes apart from that one. They're all decapitated, and I think that's something to do when the Christians took over, and you know, they hated those kind of pagan symbols. Demons. Yeah. But it's just been left to develop. I was eavesdropping on a tour guide, and she said that, you know, they view the place as a time machine, because they don't think that any particular period in history is more important than any other. And this is classic. You see this thing, it's a building that was built here like in the Soviet socialist age, and it's tried to blend in, but well, yeah. So this was the mausoleum of the emperor, because he liked this place so much he wanted to spend eternity here. But unfortunately he was apparently a massive persecutor of Christians. So when the Christians came here, the first thing they did you know, being very Christian, is they wanted to get revenge, so they sort of dug up his body and scattered his remains to the four winds. So he's not there anymore. Yeah, but I think that the tower is a later addition, and now I think it's a Roman Catholic cathedral, I think. So yeah, the irony. Top persecutor of Christians has his tomb turned into a Roman Catholic church. Yeah, nice. Oh yeah, don't forget the important stuff. I think season 4 of Game of Thrones, part of it was filmed here as well. So yeah, real history.
What was this?
I've seen these before in Venice. What do they call them? Antipipi. And yeah, they in the sort of 15th, 16th century, they got fed up with people peeing in the corners, so they filled the corners in so the blokes couldn't have a piss. Yeah, I don't know if I actually believe the story or not. There's another story that they filled the corners in to stop criminals sort of hiding in the shadows and ambushing people. But I like the anti-pee-pee story. But I just love the way it's still a working building. It's just the way it should be. I think it's great.